You can so easily lose 5 kilos without even thinking about food and feeling hungry. The best part is you're losing that fat on autopilot. Now, aside from my 13 years of experience, for the last 57 days, I spent my time in the trenches, studying and researching countless habits which normal humans use to lose fat quickly. And in this video, I'll share 10 highly underrated habits that make fat loss effortless, plus one powerful mental hack that will make the entire process 100 times easier. And everyone I've worked with who applied these saw results fast. And I promise you, these will change your life. Now, for the first habit, I'll share my most traumatic experience by long distance relationship to help you understand it better. She'd be gone for months, and when she finally came back, guess what the first thing we'd be doing is? Going to church. Just kidding. We'd be looking for the nearest shelter to have crazy monkey sex, because after so much time apart, the hunger for it built up like crazy. But after a while of being together, it would mellow down. We had been fed, satisfied ourselves, and your food works exactly in the same way. Because if you wait too long between meals, you attack your food like a crazy monkey. But if you space them out evenly, you'd be a less crazy monkey. Now think of yourself like a car. You don't wait until the fuel tank is on empty before filling up. That's like a disaster waiting to happen. Instead, you refuel when you're like halfway, keeping things running smoothly. And the same thing goes with your food. So if your next meal is 9 hours away instead of 4 hours, you're gonna get hungry, you're gonna get cranky and end up making some heavy choices. So fuel yourself consistently and you'll be less hungry. You'll have more energy to burn more calories and lose weight faster. You don't even have to really meal prep. Even just some high protein and fiber snacks would easily get the job done. So if you're fed up or feeling out of control around your food or being tired all the time, this one habit can change it all. Now for the next habit, if you can nail this one, you'd be losing an extra 4 pounds of fat monthly. And in the process of explaining it, I'll bring awareness to a global crisis. Why is cinema food so expensive? Now, I don't know about you, but when I go to the movies, I go prepared, man. Snacks in my pants, my jacket, maybe even my socks. Because if I don't, I'll end up spending 10 times more than the actual movie tickets. And even if I do buy something later, I'll buy way less because I've already filled up before. Now, relating this to fat loss, if you fill up with nutritious foods first, or even with water, you naturally eat less junk later. Say you want pizza. Okay. Fill up first and then enjoy a pizza. You're probably going to end up eating a slice or two less, and that saves you from maybe 500 calories. The more often you do this, the more you can save, and the savings accumulate to pounds of fat lost. Now, I do this all the time. Whenever I think, oh, let me order something, I have a quick protein shake and boom, instant post-nut clarity for my appetite. So if you hate dieting, but you still want to enjoy your favorite foods without feeling that guilt or overeating, this simple habit lets you do both effortlessly. Now, what if I told you there's a simple 30-second trick that could quickly stop cravings and help you eat less without you even thinking about it? And funny enough, it actually works a lot like first dates. You know, on the first date, the doors are usually closed, but there's a small chance something could happen, something. Well, this trick does the exact same thing to your cravings. It doesn't guarantee they're completely gone, but it makes them way less likely to happen. Brushing your teeth creates a closed door effect on your appetite. That minty freshness makes the food way less appealing, reducing the chances of you reaching out for snacks. It's like when you mop the floor, suddenly you're walking carefully, you're tiptoeing around, not wanting to dirty. Your mouth works the same way. Once it's clean, you naturally avoid messing it up with random snacks. So if you love snacking, this habit makes it easy, especially in the night when all those nasty thoughts come in your mind. This can really save your ass. And if you're enjoying these tips, you'll love my weekly emails. I send actionable advice to help you lose fat faster, and I keep you accountable as well. You could be at work and ding! A subtle push from me is like a small gust of wind that builds into a hurricane of progress. The link's in the description to sign up for free for that. Now, this one habit I wish I knew earlier, because if you're not doing this, you're secretly sabotaging yourself. And let me explain with a time where I almost died. So I was relaxing on my couch with my laptop plugged in, and then my friend Ishi began watering a plant next to me. Except she poured a bit too much and the water spilled over right onto the live socket where my laptop was plugged in. I thought I was gonna die. She was screaming. I flew out of there. By God's grace, no one got electrocuted. I switched it off just in time. And that's exactly how overeating works. Like Ishi, overwatering the plant, we often eat way more than we need to. But we can learn to stop and save ourselves from that extra harm. So instead of eating until you're completely stuffed, stop when you're satisfied. Not full, satisfied. Because once you're aware of that sweet spot, it's so surprisingly easy to stop. Especially when you really crave for something, because about 90% of the enjoyment comes from just the first 50% of what you're eating. And then if you adopt this, you can eat the foods you like more often. So get into the habit of eating until you feel refueled and satisfied, not stuffed. So if you ever felt bloated, sluggish, or guilty after eating, this habit can help you a lot. Most people fail their diets not because of hunger, but because the environment is secretly working against them. But one of the easiest ways to control your hunger is by simply removing the visual cues that make you crave food in the first place. Think of it like yawning. When you see someone yawn, you instinctively do it too. Cravings work the same way. As if food is constantly in front of you, your brain automatically wants it even if you're not even hungry. And that's why these triggers need to go. Hide that shit. Constant food exposure only makes dieting 10 times harder. Avoid activities that make you snack mindlessly. But the worst trigger, family or the people you live with. If you're trying to lose weight, but your partner's eating like they're on vacation in Disneyland every night, and everyone's going to Disneyland. So getting your household on the same page is crucial, because when everyone's working together, fat loss becomes 10 times easier. So fucking grab them and make them get their shit together. And by implementing this habit, the constant mental battle with food starts to disappear. It's kind of like stepping out of a boxing ring. You got fewer fights, less struggles, and way more control. The next habit is the easiest one to nail because it's something we love doing already. It's our favorite thing to do. The only catch is we need a little bit more discipline to do it right. Now, if I were to ever go to jail, it would be because I bombed a grease truck. Let me explain. Because behind my apartment, there was a restaurant. And every single night around 2 a.m., this stupid truck would roll up and make the most loud pissing off noise there is while extracting grease from the restaurant behind my apartment. For almost a month, it would destroy my sleep. I woke up looking like a grease truck. Had no energy, I was constantly exhausted. Like our phones, when you forget to charge it overnight, not functioning at all the next day. And worst of all, I gained weight. Why? Since I woke up with no energy, I was naturally overeating. I was desperate for energy. So I kept reaching out for more food to make up for it. And I was in a shit mood, and then naturally the first thing we do is turn to food. Because when you don't sleep well, your hunger hormones go bananas. But when you sleep well and on time, consistently, fat loss happens naturally. Your metabolism stays efficient, and you wake up actually feeling good and not wanting to make love to a cheeseburger. Fixing your sleep pattern is only hard for the first 2 days. After that, your body adapts and it becomes automatic, and it feels good, man. By simply sleeping better, you're putting yourself in a much stronger position to make smarter choices, be less hungry, and just lose fat faster. And for the next habit, I had to almost die again to learn this one. It was right before my trip to Portugal last year. I was paying the big man upstairs a visit 30 minutes before my flight. I was on my way home to grab my luggage when every driver's worst nightmare came to life. My car brakes malfunctioned. I am pressing the brakes and nothing's happening. I slammed on the brakes, nothing. I thought, this is it. I'm about to die without ever having an orgy. By some miracle, I yanked the handbrake just in time and stopped to safety. But those brakes, they took almost a month to fix. So for an entire month, I had no car, which meant I had to walk, run, take the train everywhere. And guess what? I have never gotten leaner so fast in my life without even trying. Because the amount of steps I was getting in almost doubled for what I normally did. I found myself saying for pretty much everything, I can walk there, even if it was like ridiculously far. And the best part is, walking burns tons of calories and doesn't make most people feel hungry. So if you're struggling to lose fat and you're hungry all the time, instead of cutting out calories from the food you're eating, just walk more instead and burn extra calories from that. Most people think fat loss is all about food, but it's really not. It's about what you do when you're not eating. Do you ever clean out a table or empty your drawer? And because it's so empty, you just start filling it up and putting random things there. We do the exact same thing with our food. Because when you have nothing to do, you start filling yourself up with food. Not because you're hungry, but just because you can. Think about those days where you're so busy, you completely forget to eat. That's proof you weren't really starving. You were just too distracted to think about food. And the reality is we often mistake boredom for hunger. So keeping yourself busy is vital. So have a quick task ready whenever the urge to snack kicks in. Because half the time, you don't even need food. You just need something to do. And let's say You have 10 thoughts about food when you're free. That's 10 opportunities to eat more. But if you're busy, it might become 5 thoughts, and that's 5 thoughts less to battle. And less battles means a more peaceful transformation. Now, most people don't overeat because they're actually hungry. They're just missing one simple thing. Nail this and you'll stop overeating without even trying. Look at this river, calm, steady, and flowing effortlessly. As Bruce Lee once said, empty your mind, be formed, shapeless like water. You put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. And to become water, you must drink water. One of the simplest yet most powerful habits is keeping a water bottle near you at all times. Because if you drink a liter of water before you eat your meals, you'll eat much less without any effort. Because water keeps you full, hydrated, and your pee crystal clear. So constantly sip from it and you'll stop overeating without even trying. For the last habit, I'm going to explain to you how eating more chocolate can actually help you lose even more fat. You know those moments when you're really craving for something, but you hold yourself back. At first it's fine, but as the time passes, the craving gets stronger and stronger until eventually you snap. And when you do, you're not eating just chocolate, you're eating everybody. So sometimes it's better to just eat the chocolate. But if you were to give in every single time, you'd be destroying your progress. That's why you need to get into the habit of only indulging after you've put in the work. Rewards are motivating, but they're also earned. So if you've nailed even just 5 of these habits from the video, treat yourself. Just know that every time I post a video here, I'm probably out feasting somewhere. Because you need to enjoy your food and have something to look forward to. You could get hit by a bus tomorrow, so enjoy yourself. But don't go overboard, you'll offset your progress. 1 or maybe even 2 cheat meals a week can work. And that's how you stay on track while actually enjoying the process. And the best hunger control mental hack, which isn't even about food, it's about how you think. So stop identifying as someone who's on a diet or on a calorie deficit. Instead, see yourself as someone who's maintaining their weight or even bulking. Because this simple mental shift creates the placebo effect. It makes the process feel different, less restrictive, and less painful, and much easier to follow. Lose fat quickly without feeling hungry. Space out your meals. This way you won't be starved. Fill up on protein and fiber before big meals so you eat less. Also brush your teeth after meals to stop cravings right away. Stop right before you feel full. Most of the enjoyment comes from the first bites. Also remove food cues to avoid tempting snacks. Improve your sleep. Poor sleep makes you hungry and saps your energy. Also walk more to burn calories easily without feeling hungry all the time. Earn your rewards by indulging only after you've put in the work, and stay busy so you don't eat just because you're bored. And finally, stay hydrated because half the time you're not even hungry, you're just thirsty. Now, you might not be able to implement all these habits at once. That's okay, man. You don't have to be perfect. Just starting with a few can get you losing fat quickly without the struggle. Even if you have a busy schedule, do not use it as an excuse because most of these habits can still fit into your day. If you really want it, then you can do it. Have you ever wondered why most people, despite doing everything right, they can never ever lose belly fat? In this video, you learn exactly why and how to finally get rid of it for good.